Dogmatism versus skepticism. I think that these are kind of like opposites. And if we're going to compare them, we have people who are dogmatic on this side. And these people generally are more vulnerable to be misled because they're not really, they don't have a lot of skepticism towards whatever it is that somebody's telling them is true. Whoever kind of gets to these people first, they kind of, you know, get a hold on these people's minds, and these types of people, it's very hard for them to question what they've been ingrained with. Um, it's not that they can't do it, and it's just that it's doesn't come as easily or as natural, apparently, to the people who are more skeptically minded. Um, the people who are more skeptical are less vulnerable because they can hear something that sounds enticing and they can still question it without being kind of duped as easily. Um, and the thing is that people who are dogmatic, a lot of times these people are, I think they gets a little dangerous and scary to question some of these things that have really gotten a hold of their beliefs at a young age. So a skeptical person doesn't necessarily have no beliefs, but they're able to attempt to objectively discern the source of their beliefs, and they're able to admit if they're wrong. Dogmatic people, generally speaking, have a really hard time with admitting that they're wrong. I think it might be scary for them. I mean, it can be scary if you're not used to it. A skeptically minded person must have started as a dogmatic minded person originally, because when we are little, we get imprinted by our culture and our parents, and basically, since we have no alternative to the information that we're taking in, we're very gullible and we just accept that information as true. And that becomes, because it's true, you don't want to mess with it. You don't want to tinker or experiment with different belief systems, because that can seem scary, because then you're messing with truth. Why do that if you got the truth? Um, but a skeptically minded person, they'll start like that too, but there comes a point where, maybe they had some influences in their life that got them to question some of their beliefs, or maybe they had some culture shock while traveling, or maybe they learned something at school, or maybe they just experienced something that allowed them to kind of question what they were taught. When those people, they go through that, it's not like it's fun at first, and there's a little bit of defense, um, just like any other kind of dogmatic person. But for whatever reason, whether they've been presented with more opportunities to be wrong about something, maybe they're less in a little bubble. But for whatever reason, these people went through that pain at a certain point of, um, letting go of those dogmatic beliefs, and that was that brought in some pain and a little bit of, it made them feel scared a little bit because they didn't want to be wrong about all that they know. But for whatever reason, they went through that, and now they're a skeptically minded person. When you get to a certain critical point where you realize that, wait a minute, being skeptical is a good thing. Being Finding out I was wrong is a good thing, because that means I can become right. That's good. There becomes a critical point where that happens, and somebody becomes more and more skeptical. Now, there's often, even a skeptically minded person, they might have some deep seated beliefs that they don't even consider beliefs still. They might still take those on as true, but there's not a lot of people that are influence others to really go deeper and deeper and deeper. So, when we talk about something like non-duality, that's not something that everybody's talking about. So, somebody who's skeptical but never come across non-duality might not realize um, beliefs about their own self and everything about their life and the world. Those are also dogmatic beliefs too. But those people are more likely to get there. So it's almost like there's like you start off dogmatic, you loosen up, you become kind of skeptical, right? And then you go kind of to the deeper stuff, right? Now, when you're over here and you're being very radically skeptical, which is somewhat rare, you know, you can't really take this person and bring them right there. That's not very easy to do. They kind of have to loosen up a little bit first. I'm not saying that somebody who's right there can't have some sort of like awakening experience that will really shatter their worldview and they might end up over here, but usually that doesn't happen. In some cases, if that happens, that person might be very shooken up and confused. That they might have to play a little catch up with that time that they skipped. But basically, most people are being dogmatic in some area of their life to some degree. And it's good to understand that everybody started dogmatic. It's and that can and it's good to appreciate the process that you went through and to have empathy and compassion for other dogmatic people because you should be able to see yourself in them to some degree. And and it's good even if you consider yourself a skeptical person to go deeper and to use your skepticism um, all across the board without any you can't use it as a weapon to um, only debunk other people's beliefs. You need to use it all across the board. And so part of the purpose of this episode too is to look inside, even if you are a skeptical person, and see if you can find that dogmatist in you somewhere that will strengthen your compassion and empathy for dogmatic people, because you will even more realize that you two are similar, but it will also give you the opportunity to go deeper and deeper and deeper, because a lot of people who are skeptics are hypocrites. They'll point their fingers at other people, call them dogmatic, but they will not point their finger back at themselves and look inside and go all the way with their skepticism. So yeah, I hope this helps somebody. If you like this video, please hit the like button. If you want to see more content like this, then please subscribe. If you have anything you want to say, then please comment down below. If you know anybody who might like this, then please share it. And if you want to get notifications whenever I drop new content, then hit that little bell button. And I hope you have a great rest of your day.